Okay, so sis is gonna be spilling some tea today. I'm gonna tell you about the time when I got fired from my very first teaching job. Stay tuned. Okay? And I am back with another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about, as I already said, I got fired from my first job. I'm talking about nepotism, broken friendship, and to where we are today, which is forgiveness. So I'm going to start from what happened the other day to back in the day. All right. So the other day, I was on my walk, because y'all know I've been getting my, my, not necessarily steps in, because I don't count steps, but I'm getting just my walk on, my daily walk. Got my headphones on in my ear, but I hear this car, honking, do, 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 do. So I happen to look over, and it's a guy like, stop, wait a minute. So he gets out the car, and I was like, oh, that's X, not X, he was not an X, but that's, so-and-so. So I was like, oh, hey, what's going on? And the person gets out the car and he says, Naja, I saw you last week, but I wasn't sure if I should say something to you because I didn't know if you were still mad at me. Now, I got to give you the context. So I got my first teaching job straight out of college. I had the book knowledge, but I didn't have wisdom. I'm gung-ho about, being a teacher, so a lot of times I would stay late. I would go above and beyond, just try to, get into my boss's good graces because, again, I had just gotten my apartment. I had just got a car. I want my job. I want to learn. I was making friends, but then I found out that the director of this particular preschool was the daughter. The mother was the executive director. The brother was the counselor. You see where I'm going with this, right? The other teacher was a longtime family friend. The guy that I saw the other day was one of the cousins. His sister was another one of the employees. And it was just a really bad situation. Toward the end of the school year, the director started saying stuff like, well, we're going to have to do cuts. We actually had a meeting. We're going to do cuts. Now, mind you, it was only like 8 of us working it. So I'm like, okay, cuts. Like, sis, you got about this many people working, but whatever. So, yeah, so she just kept saying, we're going to do cuts. We're going to do layoffs. Some people are going to be let go, blah, 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 blah. Come to find out, she did do some cuts. She did do the layoff, but guess who was laid off? Well, guess who got fired? Me. Yeah, I was the only one in that place that got fired, and I was fuming. I was upset. At the time, as I told you, the guy that I saw recently, me and him exchanged a few words. It was mainly me doing all the talking, and I let him have it because I felt like he knew that I was going to get fired, but didn't tell me because we were cool. But like I said, I didn't know that he was related to the director until later on. So I feel like he held back information that he should have shared with me. So yeah, I lit into him real good. Of course, I had to ask the Lord to forgive me. And at the time, I didn't know God like I know him now. So my response to me, in my mind, I felt justified because, again, we supposed to be friends, even though we work together, you were supposed to tell me, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward to today. Well, the other day, when he said that he didn't know how to approach me, and just to see the look in his eyes, he was very hesitant because I guess in his mind, I was going to go off on him again, or I wasn't going to speak, or I was going to ignore him. But I thank God I said to him, however it happened, it happened. I don't understand it, and I still don't to this day. And I guess it's not for me to understand it, but God is still good. God is still keeping me, and he has blessed me way more than I could dream, think, or imagine. That being said, I said, I forgive you. Now, keep in mind, he didn't apologize. So to me, that was, him saying he knew but didn't know. But That's neither here nor there. I have to forgive. I have to let that go so that I can be free and so that he can be free. And who gets the glory? Jesus. So I just thank God for that. If you find yourself in a situation like that, I just pray that the Lord will open up a door for you, or open up that door for you. And while you're there, that you maintain, your stance in Christ. And if you don't know Christ, I encourage you to get to know him. We can't walk around, continue to be, what's the word I'm looking for? In bondage by other people's junk. Was I a victim of nepotism? Yes. But has God shown me favor since then? Most definitely. Like, did that in my career? No. Although when I tell you the enemy was working full time in this lady, it was to the point where, okay, I told y'all she fired me. When I went to go look for another job, I got the job. And of course, a job, they want references. That's my first job, my first teaching job. She didn't even want to give me a reference. I had to use my pay stubs to prove that I worked there. But even in that, even what she didn't want to do, God still allowed me to maintain my apartment, maintain my car. I was able to get unemployment. Things got a little tight, got a little rough, but still, I just thank God for the provisions that he made. Clearly I ain't go without no meals, okay? He kept a roof over my head, food on my table, clothes on my back. So I don't have no complaints. And then on top of that, I learned the power of forgiveness. And I'm still learning. So before I end, I just want to just share with you the scripture from Mark chapter 11, verse 25 and verse 26. Because we don't have an option of whether or not, well, I'm going to forgive if I feel like it. No, we don't have that option. Jesus says clearly, and whenever you stand praying, if you have anything against anyone, forgive him, that your Father in heaven may also forgive you your trespasses. But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father in heaven forgive your trespasses. So that being said, yes, some things take time, but I don't want to be 5, 10, 12 years down the line and I'm still holding on to what happened yesteryear. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it is a process, but I want to learn, as my pastor said, forgive quick. Like, it doesn't mean that you don't have any feelings. It doesn't mean that we act like blocks of ice, but we learn not to, get into our feelings so much, because that's the enemy's playground. He loves to be up in the mix. He loves to be in confusion. He loves it when we have hate, bitterness, wrath, anger, rage, because there was a point where I wanted to do bodily harm to the director. But I just thank God that the Lord held me, he kept me, and he's continuing to keep me. So I just want to say thank you all for watching. And y'all gonna see the shirt again because I'm getting ready to do another video, okay? If you've been blessed, I know, gotta love me. Anyway, if you've been blessed by this video, I encourage you to keep the conversation going. Leave me a comment, hit that subscribe button, like, share, all that other good stuff. And I'm gonna see you on the next video. Bye.